Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 18 of Youkai Apartment. Now, this week's episode was very, very slow, but in a good way. It was meant to kind of show some interesting life lessons of sorts in the workforce. And I won't lie, this is not going to be probably an episode for everyone, only for the sheer fact that, again, it's not really I want to say overly dramatic episode. It was more so a kind of just like, oh, this is legit slice of life. I mean, you know, this show is labeled as it, but wow, it's like this episode was legit slice of life in comparison to all the other kind of more mystical episodes we've had so far. So essentially we focus on Inuba and two new recruits for his job, where, you know, they work for if you didn't realize, they work for a packing company. It's not really super clear ever, but they do mention it several times in the show, and even in the manga they mention it too. But the thing is that, you know, when these two new recruits are joined in, they have to, you know, kind of work under Inuba, and at first he's kind of worried just for the sheer fact that he's not able to really control what they do. It seems like they're not really paying attention, they're not motivated, etc. Which, I mean, that's a lot of people who work, you know, that's the kind of like thing you get with workers in general. Sometimes they're motivated, sometimes they're not. They need to be kind of pushed into doing something. But as the course of the episode goes, they start getting kind of riled up. They start getting, in a good way, they start, you know, having some self-motivation. They find their job not to be that bad, and they also seem to really care for the rest of the employees, even Inuba, for example. You know, it was kind of nice for that moment, but during a rush scenario where, you know, they had to rush a shipment out to someone, they made a mistake because they couldn't read one of the labels saying keep upright, and they're like, what does that actually mean? Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know who in like the right mind doesn't know what keep upright means, even in even if you don't work in a publishing, or not publishing, even if you work at a packing company. I mean, keep upright means, you know, keep facing up, but I can also understand to a certain degree that maybe if you've never done anything like that or any manual labor, maybe you don't understand it. So it's like, okay, well, apparently they end up not listening to that order and not even telling anyone, so they left one of the packages upside down. It took some damage, apparently, in transit when they, you know, actually unboxed it and stuff like that. So, you know, basically they got in trouble. But what ended up happening was Inuba and their one boss actually took the kind of blame for it, and the other boss, was the actual head boss, wasn't too pissed off about it. He was more just like, okay, just don't do it again. And, you know, you saw his kind of two sides. You see how he can be very laid back, obviously, and caring, but at the end of the day, he is a boss. He's supposed to be the one that, you know, you follow the orders for. So it makes sense that he'd be like this. But I really did like this episode. I think it was a nice, you know, kind of just chill episode for the most part, and I think it kind of had some nice life lessons for people who might be part of the workforce. You know, hey, listen, it's not really a big deal to ask a question if you really have no idea what you're doing. That should be applicable to anything. I mean, don't be afraid to ask questions, right? That kind of makes sense. But anyways, yeah, you know, I don't blame people for sometimes not liking the show. Like I've said this before already. You know, 18 episodes in, and there are moments where I truly love the show, and it's the same thing with the manga. I've really loved it from beginning to end so far. I'm actually I'm trying to catch up now from what I did not read from the manga before. But the thing is that I understand also that it's not for everyone. It's a very slow-paced show with fantasy and magical elements to it, yes, but those are kind of a backseat concept to the slice of life. I usually always say this: I don't really ever believe a slice of life should be something that comes first and foremost in the show, only because typically every show that could kind of be labeled as a slice of life, unless it's like super mystical, like mecha shows, for example, or, you know, like magical type shows. But, you know, anything that's like romance related, like, for example, you can put slice of life in that. You know, a show that has real life concepts of work, etc., you can throw slice of life into that too. So I always feel like it's a kind of scary thing when slice of life takes over a show and becomes the head concept of it, even though I like the genre myself, only because it can kind of turn people away because they think, oh, it's going to be slow paced. And at times, you see with Yokai Apartment, it is slow paced. It has that time where if you're not really caring about the shows that teach a lesson at the end of the day or have that morale concept behind them, you're not going to like this show too often, especially when it does episodes like this. But if you can see past it, so far, I mean, Yokai Apartment has been really good. I think it's going probably for a lot more episodes because it doesn't seem like it's at an end yet. I don't know how many it says on Mal. I think it said before it might be like more than 20. So, I mean, I'm be honest with you, I'm not gonna complain when the show actually starts getting further into the series. I mean, I kind of would hope that it would keep going because I like it so far. But that's just me. Anyways, what did you guys think about this week's episode? If you watched it, leave in the comments down below. I will talk to you guys later. I'm done with my reviews today. Fate Apocrypha, I guess, is not going to drop until tomorrow, so I'll try to get Fate Apocrypha out tomorrow with all the barrage of stuff I have Tuesdays. It's like Tuesdays and Saturdays, man, like my busiest days with anime. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. Well, also night, because, I mean, for me, it's like almost 9 o'clock at night, so I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, great night, everyone. Bye-bye.